We are Fabiola and Giorgia, and today we are here with Sanjoli Malani. Sanjoli Malani is an Indian filmmaker from Mumbai and a recent graduate from London Film School. This year, her short movie Chai Coffi is participating in the Coffi Short Film International Competition. So we're so glad to have you here today with us.
Thank you for having me.
So I wanted to start from the name of the title of your short movie, which is Chai Coffi. So I feel that your short film in some way illustrates how everyday objects, just like chai and coffee, can become very special when connected to a personal story. So I wanted to ask you if you think that food in some way has this great potential in creating this kind of storytelling dynamics, and why did you choose chai and coffee specifically for your short movie?
Oh, absolutely. I'm glad you asked that. I'm a big foodie.
I
If
know.
I was not a filmmaker, I would be having a restaurant somewhere in the world, and which I will have at one point. But yeah, I feel like food in general, I feel like I remember one of my teachers once told me, like a couple of years ago, that making film is equivalent to making a dish, because how when you make a dish, how different ingredients and different things come together, elements to make a food or a dish. Similarly, when you're making a film, different departments, different expertise comes together to make a film together. So it's not exactly a one-person job. It always is a cohesive job. And I think the slower the process, the better. So the slower you cook a dish, the better it is. And slower you make a film, giving time to your script, everything, your ideas, and then to the production, the better the film turns out. In terms of the film name, actually, so chai coffee, like in India, it's a very common general thing where anyone who comes home, it's like a conversation starter, it's like an icebreaker to any person that you ever visit, and instantly you come home and they'll be like, oh, do you want some tea or do you want some coffee?
Yeah.
So for this, the reason I chose this title is because this was kind of a conversation starter for my protagonist Lada, who has never really interacted with the world outside and has always been in a cocoon. So like for the first time she's stepping outside. So this is like her icebreaker. And also the tea is also a little bit symbolic to the entire story. She's traveling to a tea estate and her husband used to love tea, who passes away. I think I'm revealing quite a lot about the film. But anyway, I think in general, like the theme and the topic of the film, just by listening to Chai Coffee, you're like, oh yeah, this sounds like a light, chill film, and it's exactly that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. The solo trip is a central theme in Chai Coffee. Have other movies on this topic inspired you, or has your personal experience been the primary influence in dealing with this subject?
Partly both. Like I love travel films. I think a journey film, like be it Thelma Lewis or like a lot of journey films that I've watched in the past. I love how the characters are going on a journey. As an audience, I'm seeing a different landscape, things are changing, and at the same time the characters also evolving. So it's a nice way to encapsulate someone's life, but in a very cinematic and a scenic way, which for the audience also makes it more appealing, and you wanting to, maybe go to that place, or you wanting to experience that place through these people, through the eyes. And that's the reason. But also because, so I'm a very people's person, as I think you can come across from my personality. So people give me my energy, and when I moved to London from Mumbai, it was like a big leap for me. And I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna try solo traveling, and which I did. So as part of my research, you can say it or whatever, but I did solo travel for the first time ever in my life, and I traveled to Spain and Malta for a couple of days, and then I realized that it's quite therapeutic. Like it is like it's a little bit of like a self journal, but you're documenting it, not like literally you're not writing it, but you're documenting in terms of what you're watching, what you're seeing, and your experiences. Like it's those little interactions on those trips that really inspired me to like kind of write the script and figure out, oh, okay, what will happen if this happens with her, then how will she react, or so that I really got when I was actually on the road myself. So
So the third question is actually still about traveling in cinema.
Sure.
So you're from Mumbai, right?
Yeah.
Which is the capital of cinema in India in some way.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
And you graduated in London. London. So I wanted to ask you if you could tell us more about how these two different cities have influenced your filmmaking practice until today.
So my graduation was of course from Mumbai, like my like college graduation. But yeah, like I think in terms of cinema, both the countries, both the style of cinema is quite diverse. In India, like of course, like Bollywood is the only global synonym to everyone. But in that also we have so many different languages in the country. There's such great regional cinema that's coming out of south of India, so Malayalam cinema, Tamil cinema, then Maharashtrian cinema. And I think all of this cumulative experience has formed my experience in Mumbai. So although being very in the crux of Bollywood, I think I've been exposed to a lot of regional cinema. Although I don't speak the language, I'm a very big subtitle person, of course. But it's just the ideas that are there, and it's just like how people are thinking. And every person, like there are like villages where kids don't know, like have proper education, but they don't know how to pick up a camera and start shooting. And it's quite amazing to see that. In terms of London, I think what I got from my master's program, one thing was I really got exposed to global cinema. So in Mumbai, I didn't have so much access to global cinema. I had a lot of access to Indian cinema, regional and commercial. But once I came to London, I actually got introduced to a lot of Italian cinema, a lot of French cinema, a lot of Romanian films, and that was quite like a eye-opening thing, which kind of relates again in both the countries. I would say it's like that bridges the gap, is because like cinema as a medium is very visual. So even if I don't speak or what I'm seeing, but what I'm watching connects with the audience sitting somewhere across like some other part of the world, is what I think keeps all of us together. Yeah, I don't know if I answered it what exactly I wanted, but yeah.
Thank you so much for your answer.
Thank you. That's it. Thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you, and I hope to see you guys at 2 o'clock for my screening. Please, I would love to see a full house, hopefully. Yeah, this is the first time the film is screening in Venice, so I'm quite excited to, see how the audience takes it. So yeah.